Welcome back to Doing Bart Things, and today we're going to take a quick look at Gear Seeker's channel here. They actually went to the ugh, Montech booth and looked at some of their cases and fans and whatnot. I gotta tell you guys, Montech is going to be a big time player in enclosures. They have this enclosure, which is the King. They're calling it the King 95 or K95, something like that. Blah blah blah. Here's the main thing that, just looking at it, and I really appreciate Gear Seekers for going and checking it out. This is all tempered glass. They have a glass front panel here that actually is curved. The glass is curved. It doesn't come to like a joint. It comes around and then it's flat. And I think that just looks bad to the bone. That is so cool. That's just my opinion. I think that's really innovative. And what we don't see enough from some case manufacturers, NZXT, are true, like, kind of throw NZXT on the bus. I don't know. There's probably another good one I could throw under on that. But we don't see enough kind of leading the pack, going out and trying something that they see could be interesting. And Montech is doing that. And to me, Montech just came out of nowhere and said, we're going to do cases here. And we're going to make stuff. They have these ring RGB fans. These fans actually are reversed blade, so they're intake across the bottom and the side here. So the airflow is going to be pretty good. Side intake is not as disruptive when there's no obstructions, or front intake is not as rough when there's no disruptions, as far as like the video card being flat mounted. You can see here, this is a side mount, or a vertical mount, which is a good vertical mount. If you look, there's a good bit of room. This is probably like what is this? This would be like a 4060 or 4070. I think it's one of the, what is it? One of the Zotac cards, just off the top of my head looking at the shroud. But, this case is going to be really good for airflow. It's a really smart design. It looks fairly compact, which I like. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the I/O for the front panel is on the side here, like up here. That would be really good. Yeah, I think this is a really cool case. And here's what Montech is nailing it on, that I've seen. The price of this case, $109. And they're going to have, on top of that, because again, this is some pretty complex tooling that's going on here to make this happen, and they're going to include a mesh front that will replace this glass if you so wish, and you can take the fans and rotate them, the whole fan bracket, and move it to the front. So it's intaking from the front now instead of the side. That's really cool. That's really cool. So I'm interested to see, I'm literally going to, I'm not working right now anyway, and I can't really afford a bunch of expensive stuff, but I'm going to hold off. This may be a case I'm interested in rebuilding my system in at some point, because of what I think of it. I just think it looks cool. I could see a number of theme builds and stuff taking place in it. Sorry for having his big old head in here. I wonder if I can get it closer up without, a minute, there we go. Here it is, where they replaced the front glass with front mesh, and supposedly you can take the front fans, the bracket that it's on, and yes, that is the front I/O. I'm really interested in this case, because that's where the I/O, that's where I was looking for, to have the I/O and the power button is on the front, so I can get to it, because I wanted to use it on my desk. And something that really irritates me is you want to use a case on your desk, but then you go to like powered on. You have to reach up top, and you can't see the power button. And you can get a good look at how much room there is between the side panel and the GPU. So you could fit a way bigger GPU in here side mount. So that's good. Like that's really that's what you want. Yeah, supports a lot of fans. Obviously, there's support for 360 mil AIO. I don't know if there's support for 420. Is it 420? Is it 3140s? 280. Yes, 420. So I don't know if that's possible. These look like 140s, so I'm thinking a 280 would fit here potentially. And this does look recessed. Power supply is going to be behind the motherboard tray. Yeah, I'm just interested. I'm interested to see what all they do with it. They also have a case mod of one of these cases where like they've got some special. They have a special back panel that looks lit with the design there. They've got like a katana going in or something going into this case. Here's another good look up close at how this seamlessly kind of comes together, but that glass is actually bent. That's pretty cool. Makes it look a little bit like a fishbowl. Oh, and here's the mount for the bracket. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this probably, you would undo the bracket from here, right? And it's probably got another one at the top, and then just screw it in here, and then that's how you move the fans to the front. You put the mesh on the front, and then it's front intake instead of just side, which would leave, I'm not sure what you would do with the side then in that case. If there's like maybe a bracket or two that would cover this up. I don't know. This is just a very interesting case overall. And I'm curious. Yeah, I don't think there's room down here for 140s. So I suspect because the bottom is going to be roughly the same size as the top, then I don't think a 420 will fit. A 360 is plenty, but or 360 radiator fitment should be more than adequate for anything that folks want to build. I mean, you could obviously get you 13900K in here and put a Arctic 360 mil rad on it or something. Very cool. It's a cool case. The only thing, more and more of these cases that I'm sort of going, man, is the fact that you almost have to buy extra fans because they just have open gaps in places if you don't buy like 10 fans to put in your case now. So it's kind of weird because obviously you don't need that many fans. Yeah, this is it's a very cool case. They had some other really cool chassis. They are in early stages of redoing the Montech Sky. So this is going to be eventually the Montech Sky 3, as I understand it, what he was talking about here. One interesting thing that's different between the Sky 2 and what will be the Sky 3, the PSU shroud on the Sky 2 goes all the way. This is cut short, and then they allow for an extra fan to be snuck on the side panel here, or the side intake. So that's pretty interesting. They've got 2 fan mounts here, which they had on the previous Sky 2. They've got a little bit more room up top for thicker radiators. And so this ought to be a good chassis. And he was talking about that. And you can almost see one, I think, in the background there. That's pretty interesting. But anyway, I'm not a huge fan of this blue. It's a little bit landish for me, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's interesting. Here's a budget case that you'll be able to mount a bunch of fans into, and it's like $69 with no fans in it already. This is a different mid-tower that they're coming out with, which will also be in that $89, $99 range, we believe, with the RGB fans. Like, they're just killing it with price. And these are not crappy enclosures. They're fairly well detailed and thought out. These, I believe, in particular, actually have a pop-up filter where you push it You get a metal mesh filter you can just take out, clean, and then put back in the front, and that's pretty well. I mean, it takes money and time to design. You don't just do that and make giant, hugely expensive tooling to make that. So that's pretty good. What else I got? I wonder if I can show. Yeah, so there's the filter right there. That's what I was talking about. But these cases are not going to be hugely expensive. Man, Montech, again, everything is in that $70 to $110 range. And that's really, really good. That's how you get competitive. This one is going to have a screen on it, so obviously that one's going to cost more. It's probably going to be a very expensive case, or it's probably going to be in that, $150, $160 range, I'm guessing. That seems to be when you have a case that already has a little LCD attached. That's kind of where the price gets up to. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. So this is probably the last video I'm going to make until the 5th of June, maybe. Yeah, something like the 5th of June. And when I come back, we'll talk about some other stuff. I've got a trip I'm going on with the wife for our anniversary, and so I'm going to go and hopefully have a good time there. But when I come back, I'll upload some more videos. The whole point of this is just to get something out and to kind of bring to your attention those of you looking to build and want something kind of cool and unique. Man, don't sleep on Montech. Montech's, they're coming around. They currently have the Sky 2 and some other cases which are okay. Like they're decent, but they're sort of okay. But sort of like they went from nothing to, hey, they got some pretty okay chassis for decent prices, to these are more than okay. These are like that's like this guy right here. That is very intriguing, and it looks super nice. And they even thought of things like they got the height of the feet it looks like, right, so that way the fans have plenty of area to withdraw in. It looks like they put a filter here that you can get out the front. You don't have to like pull the case up and get to it. I mean, they're going to start playing with Lee and Lee. It looks like to me, and so far at Computex, they're the one company that I've seen come out with some designs. I'm like, okay, they're actually innovating a bit, and I think that they're going to go and play with the big boys, like your Lee and Lees. So, anyway, that's it, guys. Listen, y'all have a great one. We will see you back on, say, the 5th. I'll probably do a video maybe late on the 5th when I come back. I'm going to go and try to do some more lookup on what happened at Computex. I'm going to see what other hardware news and things I can come up with. Maybe we'll do another goofy honking reaction video, that kind of thing. We'll see. But at any rate, everyone else enjoy the rest of your weekend, or rest of your week, sorry, and then have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Oh yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't, or don't. I don't know if anyone else ever explains it, but don't. Take care.